to Startup Kitchen. Hi, I'm Sam of the Summit Startup Kitchen. I'm here today with Daniel Picard of LearnTracker. So welcome to the show, Daniel.
Thanks, Sam.
So to start off, tell us about LearnTracker.
Well, LearnTracker is a way for individuals to track their learning activities. We're really starting off with professional associations, professional designations. I myself, as a chartered accountant, I needed to track how many courses I did over a year. Every year I'd get an email saying, hey Daniel, you need to submit your certification. And I would scramble for it. And it's not that I didn't have it, it's, well, where is the information? So that was really a pain point for me as I was talking to other individuals like lawyers and even some dietitians. It's, well, where is that? So it's really a platform for people to record their learning activities.
And you didn't really find somebody else providing that kind of solution?
It really wasn't out there. At the institute I'm a member of, they gave me a PDF page and said, okay, use this. So what do? I print it off and keep it, where do I file it? And
put lose it.
Yeah, when do I lose it is essentially the question, right? Which it happened a couple times. I won't lie. Yeah.
Cool. So was there any other reason you decided to start that?
Well, when I was in public practice, I was responsible for actually monitoring other individuals in the accounting firm, making sure that they had their required hours, and me having to manage that with what, send me your email, send me this, send me that. It's really inefficient to do everything so physically, and I thought to myself, I wish there was something online I could just log in, paste a couple links, have it there, and then if I'm ever getting audited, just to submit it. And in doing enough, what's out there, Googling it, big companies do have it. They normally have it in their internal enterprise systems. But for smaller companies and individuals, there really isn't anything there. But some people would say, well, Daniel, why don't you use Google Docs or just put something online? Yeah, I could definitely do that. But it's really limited to just putting data in there. And I was really actually interested in some of the added value you could provide people, like. If I wanted to search for courses, this was another thing. I would get a book about this big of, okay, these are the courses you could do in the next year. And I would waste my time looking through that because it's this course on this topic and this course on that topic. But I was only interested in things that I liked. And that was a waste of time looking through that. So I thought, well, why can't you just sort all that to one particular person's what they want to do and tailor it to them? And that's actually one thing that we're building into LearnTracker.
That's great. Yeah. So LearnTracker is pretty young. Like, how old is it?
Well, the concept of this was, September 2012, and I know that because that's when I bought the name. Because the name of the company is almost, what are you going to name it? You have an idea, and then okay, that's the name, but is the domain name available? So I bought it, and it's been kind of on and off. I've had conversations with a couple of developers because I myself have no ability on in the coding side of it. But I finally got it going with Ian McMillan. He's part of the team. We met in November 2013 and put together a little branding package. And we met with a couple potential customers in the early part of 2014. And they said yes, and then we brought on essentially a back-end developer. And we've built our MVP, and actually yesterday we went through our second meeting with them. We presented to the board, and everybody was absolutely interested. And I specifically left out price when we were doing our pitch to them to the end because I really wanted to gauge their interaction and their want, their need for it through the conversation that we had. And they did ask for price at the end, and when I told them, they were really surprised. They thought it was more than reasonable what we were charging. So yeah, LearnTracker's young, 2012, but really we've been active since late 2013.
Awesome. So the team is what, 3 people now?
Yeah, we're 3 people doing everything on the side. Normally Monday through Friday in the evenings, Saturday and Sunday, you can see us at the Cedar Tree downtown. We're normally there for 2 or 3 hours on Saturday and 2 or 3 hours on Sunday.
So currently you're not part of Planet Hatch or Launch 36. Are you intending to apply for any of them?
Yeah, we definitely are in the next round. I think it's September is when it happens. But where we were young, we were focusing on our MVP and more customer validation and discovery. The timing just didn't work out. I did know they were there, but it just wasn't the right time for our team, and we've discussed it that we're going to put our applications in in September.
That's great. So what's next for LearnTracker?
Next is essentially inking the deal with our first customer, and what we're going to use that for, just straight through the MVP is, and the lean startup model is, we've asked them, hey, we want to work with you, polish off what we're doing right now, because we're essentially building the platform. It's tailored to their particular organization, but the fundamentals of it, we just want to polish through their input and then have additional conversations. I've earmarked the 50 organizations in New Brunswick alone that we're going to go after, but that's before. Yesterday, after a great meeting, we went down to the ale house and we had a great conversation with Doug. And I've talked to Doug a couple times, and he suggested food safety would be great, and that's actually one thing that we're going to go down. So in June, July, we're going to talk to Doug a little bit more and probably get him on as a prospective client and work through that. So our focus was on professional organizations and their members, but there are multiple organizations, multiple certifications to track that you always need reminder. Food safety being one of them, CPR and first aid and WMIS, and so the safety. So we're looking at associations and their members being paying customers, and we're looking at, well, how can we get this in as many people's hands as possible? And we're thinking that maybe on the safety end, having a platform out there to track the safety side, that may be a good user acquisition model to go with that.
So final question. If you have any advice to give somebody who's thinking of starting up a new venture, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to get a certain level of financial competence first. You don't need to know everything about banking, about accounting, things like that. I'm at an advantage because I'm a chartered accountant. I've been doing that for 7 years. I was a banker for a year. So I understand credit. I understand financial statements. People don't like them. They get scared of them mostly. But if you're going to start up, there are a couple key things. If you're self-employed, your income means nothing for 2 years if you're looking for credit. So there's a couple things like that. So really seek the advice before you do it, both on the technological end, but also on the business financing end. And there's actually a great book called The Founder's Dilemmas. Have a read through that. I read through the first 6 or 7 chapters, and it's great. I think it's, guy did a study of about 2,000 startup companies over a period of time, and just almost statistically says this is what's going to go wrong, and these are the things you need to address early on. Yeah, so
that's great. So I wish you the best of luck.
Well, thanks to him.